You walk into a room you've never been in before. And then, it hits you. A strange, impossible feeling. That you have been here before. That you know exactly what's about to happen next. But you haven't. And you don't. What just happened to your brain? Scientists call it déjà vu. And for over a century, it has been one of the most puzzling mysteries in all of neuroscience. First, what déjà vu actually is. The name comes from French. It means simply, already seen. And it describes a very specific feeling. The sense that a brand new experience is somehow familiar. Not a memory. Not a dream. Just an overwhelming certainty that this moment has happened before. Studies show that roughly 60 to 70% of people experience déjà vu at least once in their lives. It's most common between the ages of 15 and 25. And becomes rarer as we get older. It typically lasts just a few seconds. And then it vanishes. Leaving you with nothing but the feeling that something strange just happened. Scientists have proposed over 40 different explanations for déjà vu. Here are the 3 most supported by modern neuroscience. Theory 1, the dual processing glitch. Your brain processes every experience through 2 parallel systems. One system recognizes familiarity. One system retrieves specific memories. Normally, these 2 systems fire in sync. But occasionally, for just a fraction of a second, the familiarity system fires slightly ahead of the memory system. Your brain feels something is familiar before it can identify why. The result? Déjà vu. Theory 2, memory interference. Your brain may be matching a new scene to fragments of old memories you're not consciously aware of. You walk into a new coffee shop. The layout, the angle of the counter, the position of the windows subconsciously resembles somewhere you've been before. Your brain fires a familiarity signal, but can't find the source. So it feels like a glitch. Theory 3, the temporal lobe connection. This one comes from epilepsy research. Patients with temporal lobe epilepsy report experiencing intense, prolonged déjà vu as part of their seizures. This tells scientists that déjà vu originates in the temporal lobe, the same region responsible for memory and familiarity processing. In healthy people, a brief, harmless misfiring in this region may produce the same sensation. Thanks to modern brain imaging, we now know exactly which regions activate during déjà vu. The rhinal cortex, which handles familiarity signals, fires strongly. But the hippocampus, which retrieves specific memories, fails to find a match. This conflict between knowing something is familiar and being unable to find the source is what creates the eerie, unsettling feeling. A landmark study by Dr. Chris Moulin at the University of Leeds used fMRI scanning to capture brain activity during déjà vu episodes. The findings confirmed déjà vu is not imagination. It is a real, measurable neurological event. A momentary miscommunication between 2 memory systems. Your brain running a familiarity check and returning a false positive. Certain conditions make déjà vu far more likely. Fatigue, a tired brain makes more processing errors. Travel, new environments trigger more pattern matching. Stress and anxiety both disrupt normal memory processing. And interestingly, people who watch more films and read more fiction report higher rates of déjà vu. Possibly because a richer mental library creates more opportunities for false matches. It's also significantly more common in people with temporal lobe epilepsy, anxiety disorders, and dissociative conditions, suggesting that when the brain's memory systems are already disrupted, déjà vu occurs far more frequently. If déjà vu is feeling that the new is familiar, its opposite is called jamais vu, French for a never seen. Jamais vu is when something completely familiar suddenly feels utterly strange. You stare at a word you've written 1,000 times. And it stops making sense. You look at your own face in the mirror and feel like you don't recognize it. It happens to nearly everyone. Most commonly when you repeat a word so many times. It loses all meaning. Psychologists call this semantic satiation. Both déjà vu and Jamais vu are proof of the same truth. Your brain is not a perfect recorder. It is an interpreter. And sometimes, the interpretation glitches. The next time you feel that strange flicker, that impossible certainty that you've lived this moment before, don't dismiss it. You just caught your brain in the act. Two memory systems momentarily out of sync. A familiarity signal firing without a source. A glitch in the most complex machine ever known. Your mind. Subscribe to Dark Matter Minds for a new science video every week. And drop in the comments, when did you last experience déjà vu?